Hey there, Four States. This is Luke Taylor, and welcome to today's edition of the Community Connection. And I've got on the phone with me right now Kate Barnett and Rita Garnett. And Kate is a first grade teacher out at Trinity Learning Center. Rita teaches 8th grade and up, and they're going to share with us today about the school and let everybody know about Trinity Learning Center in case you don't know. And so, hey, Rita and Kate, thanks so much for joining us here on KNEO.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, so Kate, we'll start with you. I'm not sure if everybody in the area knows about Trinity Learning Center and all the opportunities that are there if parents are looking for a Christian option for educating their children. And why don't you tell them about Trinity?
Yeah, sure. So Trinity is a Abeka master school. We use the Abeka curriculum from Pensacola, Florida. It's a non-denominational Christian curriculum that we use. Our focus is really just sharing the Word of God with our children here and giving them a great education as well.
Yeah, I myself was homeschooled, but we used that same curriculum, the Abeka curriculum, and I really thought that was a great way to get kids prepared for life and teach them a whole lot of history and a whole lot of things that they need to know for life in the real world. And so, do you use that for every grade, that same curriculum?
Yeah, we do. We have classes from pre-K at 3 years old all the way up to 12th grade, and they all use the Abeka curriculum from start to finish.
Okay. And so I think there is a lot of benefit if you have a kid in the same curriculum for all those years. So, Kate, you're there on the first grade end of things, but then, Rita, you're teaching 8th grade and up, is that right? But you're using that same curriculum?
Using the same curriculum. It each year builds up on the previous year, and it the kids really can see how, it changes. Like, I teach math and science classes, basically. Mm-hmm. And things that you learn, like, as a little kid, when we get up into the upper grades, we're going to go into more the scientific names of things. Like what you may call, for a little kid, a plant. Mm-hmm. We may get more specific, whether it's an angiosperm or a gymnosperm. So we get a little bit more technical the further up you get in the classes.
Okay. Well, and then I got a question, and it could be for one of you or both of you. You could both answer, but why is it that you think Trinity is such a good school here that we have here in the Neosho and Goodman area? And what do you want people to consider about it as they're thinking about where to send their kids?
I think it's really the one-on-one we have with the kids. We get so in depth with our information for the kids. We make them learn. We ask questions, and if they have questions, we are able to answer them. But we do it on a biblical perspective. Mm-hmm. We don't use necessarily the secular world, but how Christ and God and the Bible all shows how it all interrelates.
Yeah, and I would just piggyback off of that we do have those small class sizes. And then we are accredited through the Abeka program, so they'll get an actual transcript through us. And we are also partnered with Crowder, so as they get a little bit older, they can partake in that Crowder program as well.
That's an excellent thing for kids to be able to do too. And so Trinity, it's been around for a bit. I know my sister she was part of one of the earlier classes, and this was going on 20 years ago. But how has education changed in that time? How is education different today for students than maybe how it was 10 or 20 years ago?
The technology, basically. In the beginning, we really didn't have the computers and that kind of stuff. We really don't have internet for the kids. They still have to go and look through the encyclopedias and the text and other textbooks to find their information. The math, we don't really let them use calculators unless it's really upper class math. They have to be able to write it all out on a piece of paper, do the long division, do the multiplication. They still, for us, we still have to do the basics that I was taught when I was in school back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's so important for kids to still remember how to do all those things because technology's made it so convenient now to do everything from, writing a paper to filling out all these complicated formulas and all that. And I really do feel like kids today can get so reliant on technology, they forget how to just open a book and look for the answer the way that we all used to. So glad you guys are still teaching kids those skills. And so before we go, can you let our listeners know just about anything else that you want them to know about Trinity and where they could go to find out more information about the school?
Yeah, so we do have a Facebook page. It's Trinity Christian School. You're welcome to come see us there. We are enrolling still currently for our school year. We did start school this past Monday. So if you're thinking about it, I want to get on that pretty quickly.
The cost for it, for your first child, it'll be $300 a month. If you have a second child, it's an additional $210. For 3 and any amount of kids after that, it will be $200 for each kid after that. And on monthly, or we can work out a payment plan, or if you want to get sponsored by a church, you just have to, as parents, call the school here, and we can get you all set up. And just remember, we are a Christ-centered. We start each day with prayer circles. We do the pledges to the American flag, the Christian flag, and the Bible, and then we have the teachers or other people come in and pray over the kids before we start our day.
Yeah, and with any questions you have, you can just give us a call. The school's phone number is 417-451-4559.
Well, that's where people can go if they want to find out more information about Trinity Learning Center, and it's located there between Neosho and Goodman, and so a great location for a lot of families here in the local area. And just appreciate what you all are doing out there. We've been speaking today with Kate Barnett and Rita Garnett, and they're both teachers out there at Trinity. And so to both of you, thanks for your time to tell us about the school today.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Are you a Christian who likes to read? If not, there's a whole world of Christian publishing out there that you're missing out on. I invite you to check out the Author's Corner podcast, where I talk to the latest Christian authors each week about their new book releases and what's coming next. So if you're ready to jumpstart your spiritual growth with the newest books and the authors who write them, check out the Author's Corner podcast with me, Roberta Foster.